So very good morning to all of you. And today I'm going to discuss about the syllabus of class 11, and that is basically based on the CBSE syllabus, and this syllabus also followed by Assam High Secondary Education Council. So today I'm going to discuss what are the part that is important and what are the part that is more important in competitive examination. And finally, I will discuss some name of the books that are very helpful to create some kind of entrance like IIT, then then AIPMT, that is called NEET, and different kind of competitive examination like NDA or others. So first of all, let's see what is the syllabus. So this is the syllabus. You can see the final paper will contain 70 marks in the theory part and 30 marks in the practical part, and it will give you the 3 hours. Okay, so these are the part that is Unit 1 that contains the chapter 1 and 2, that is called physical world and unit of measurement, and the Unit 2 contains the kinematics part in chapter 3 and 4, that is motion in a straight line and motion in a plane. Okay, and Unit 3 that contains laws of motion. Okay, that is Newton's law of motion, that is chapter 5. And from this 1 to 5 there are total number of periods 10 plus 24 plus 14, that is 48 periods contain these 3 units, and the total mark that is coming from these 3 units, there is 23 marks. Okay, so that means from these 5 chapters you will get the 23 marks in the class 11 final examination. Now let's move to the Unit 4, that is the work, energy and power. Okay, that is the part from the mechanics, that is work, energy and power. Then the Unit 5 contains the chapter 7, that is called motion of system of particles and rigid body. That is given the 18 periods. And Unit 6, that is gravitation, that is very important for entrance purpose of view, and it will contain this Unit 4, 5 and 6, it will contain 17 marks. Okay, so now what is the Unit 8? So Unit 7, that is contains 3 chapters, that is properties of bulk matter. It contains the mechanical property of solid, then mechanical properties of fluids, and finally thermal properties of matter. Okay, and the Unit 8, that is thermodynamics, and it contains the 12 periods and total marks, that is not now, just we'll have one more unit is there, that is Unit 9, that is called behavior of perfect gases and kinetic theory of gases. There is kinetic theory. We'll discuss the kinetic theory of the molecules, that how they behave inside a molecules or everything. That contains 8 periods. The total mark that is coming from this Unit 7, 8 and 9, that is 20 marks. Okay, and this is the last unit, that is Unit 10. It contains 26 periods, so the part is slightly larger, and it contains 2 chapters, that is chapter 14 and 15, that is oscillation and waves, wave and oscillation. So it contains 10 marks. So ultimately you can see that the 23 marks that is coming from the Unit 1, 2 and 3, then from Unit 4, 5 and 6, that is 17 marks, and Unit 7, 8 and 9, that is 20 marks, and finally the Unit 10, that is contains 10 marks. Okay, so this is the total periods, 160 periods. So we have to finish the course within this period, and this is the total marks, 70 marks. Now what are the important parts of this topic? So this is the most important part, that is called unit and measurements. So there is a dimension is there. So this type of questions have basically come in entrance. So lots of questions are coming from the error part also. So this chapter is important. Then the kinematics, they always say your concept on kinematics. So you have to be very strong in the mathematics, basically the differentiation and integration, that is we used here. And then finally the laws of motion, there are some tricky problems are also there, some practical problems. So they ask all these questions from this chapter. Then work, energy and power, and finally the system of particles. So this is very important, where we discuss the moment of inertia, all these things, and rotational motion. Okay, so now up to this chapter you will study some linear motion, then from this chapter you will study the rotational motion, that is angular momentum, angular frequency, all these things comes to the picture. So this is important chapter. And gravitation, you know that what is the gravitation and why gravitation is important, how gravity behaves in different medium, or all these things we will discuss here. Then these are some chapters, then you can score a very good marks, because The numericals are comparatively easier than the other parts. This is like thermodynamics. And finally, the oscillation and waves, we need some concept here. Okay, so this is the important chapter. So that's all about the syllabus. Now let's see what are the parts. So these are the parts. So you can download it from the Google. So these are the parts that is important. So you can see what are the important parts that is important in the board exam. Okay. So now, so when you study this chapter 3, then you have to know the concept of integration and differentiation. So we'll discuss all these things, that what is the integration, what is the differentiation, because without integration and differentiation, this chapter is completely meaningless. So these are the parts. So you can download it from your Google. Okay, so 70 marks will contain the theory part, and similarly the 30 marks will contain the practical part, and this is the practical. You have to perform some practical. So this is the thing. At least you have to perform the 12 experiments, and at least you have to perform the 6 activities. Okay, 3 is from section A and section B. So you can download the syllabus and you can look at the things. Now these are the marks distribution. How can your marks is distributed in the practical exam? There is 2 experiments from one of each section, that is contain 14 marks, 7 plus 7. Then you have to submit the books. The copies of experiment that you have performed. So it will contain the 5 marks, and 1 activity from any section, that is 3 marks, and then you have to perform some project that is also contain 3 marks, and then the 5 on the experiment that you are going to perform in the exam, that will contain 5 marks. Okay? So that is a total 30 marks. This is the mark distribution in the practical exam. So that's all about the syllabus of class 11. Now I am going to discuss some important books. So important book is that, first of all, you know that this is the important book. This is the NCERT textbook, and this book is very important, and you can find out everything in this books, and you can learn. Then you have to solve some question. Then already I have explained that how to you prepare for your board exam and entrance exam in my previous video. So you can look that video and you can see. So this book is very important, and government will provide you freely this book. Then there are some other books which are very important to build your concept. So first of all, you can this is the book, that is 32 years chapter wise solution, that is by Ari Hand. There is books for NEET exam, okay, for medical purpose. So when you build your concept using the NCERT, then you can solve these books, and their solutions are also available, so you can get some idea from this book. This book is very important and very good book, so I prefer you this book. And then finally, also for IIT JEE, you can go for this book. This is 41 years chapter wise solved papers, IIT JEE, by DC Pandey. So this book is also good for IIT JEE. Okay, that is for engineering purpose. Okay, so this book you can follow by DC Pandey. So chapter wise they have solved all the questions, and you can get the idea. Now to build the concept or for some other type of questions, that is, this book is very important, like NCERT examiner books, that is by Ari Hand again, the problems and solution of physics. So you can also buy this book if you want. So these books are not necessary, but if you want to build your concept more, then you can buy all these books. Now let's move to some Indian writer books for basic concept and for competitive examination. This is the book, that is what ifs. You can buy it, or it's not necessary, but if you have the capacity or if you have the quality, then you can buy these books, because these books explain all the things very clearly and very lucid manner. Okay, very important book. Then finally, this book is also important, that is called SLR books, New Simplified Physics. So you can buy any one of them. Okay, so there are 2 parts for class 11, but rate is very high, so you can try, or you may not be, but this book is very important or very interesting. Then some foreign writer books, if you want to build your concept more and more, then 2 books are very, very important. That is, first is, you know, that it is Halliday, Resnick and Walker, that is the Bible of physics, and you have to study these books in future to learn the physics more well. That is also for JEE main and advanced, so you can build up your concept using these books, because everything explanation is very nice, and the visual quality of the pages are very good. Then one more book is there, that is called University Physics by, that is, Young. So this book is also very good books. Okay, so you can try all these books, but the basic thing is that you have to study the NCERT book first, then you have to proceed stepwise. Okay, it does not mean that directly you can go to university physics and directly you can go to radiation. First, I always prefer you to go for the NCERT textbook, then the NCERT examiners, then you go after building some concept and everything, then you can study all these books. Okay, so that's all about the class 11 syllabus, and also these are the books that are very good for entrance examination. So thank you very much.